Hey everybody, Derek with High Five Resale Shop. I'm a eBay reseller, 20 years in the business, and I tell everybody what I sold over the weekend. A lot of people on Facebook and in some of the reels that I watch have been saying it's really slow for people on eBay. How is it for you? Would like to know, so put it down in the comments if it's been slow for you on eBay, or if you have about the same amount of sales or not. To be quite honest with you, the time I took off to do my daughter's, to change my office into my daughter's bedroom, I didn't list for a month. Continued to sell. It was a little bit slower because I was not active on eBay at all. I spent a lot of my time doing the work, the painting and the flooring and building the furniture and all that stuff that had to go with making that room. So I really didn't put a lot of time in eBay. What was maybe 25 hours a week ended up being maybe 6 or 7 hours in total for the week, because I just ship things out and go make my little trip to the post office. The post office to me is like less than 5 minutes away. So and they're really kind in there and nice. So I like to drop it off. Maybe one day when I have 25 or 30 packages every day, I'll consider doing a pickup or whatever. But anyway, so I didn't list things for very long, but my activity on eBay was still there because I was constantly shipping things out, answering emails. So eBay could see that I'm still working on it. I also always leave my eBay app and stuff open and running. I do have a premium store subscription that helps. But if you are having trouble with sales, and you just put one thing up in a week or two things up in the week and then just sit around and wait, like I guarantee you nothing's going to sell. You have to be constantly active on the eBay app that shows eBay that you're a responsible seller. You're answering emails. You're putting offers out there for the things that are available to have offers. You're putting new listings up. Sometimes you're taking listings down. That shows you're being responsible and you're paying attention. A lot of times when I take stuff off of eBay, like the really old stuff, and revamp it or just take it off completely, I'll see an influx of orders and stuff. I don't know really how it works, but I think that eBay sees you doing all these things. Well, the eBay algorithm sees you doing all these things, and it correlates activity with the possibility or the likelihood of you fulfilling orders. And really, that's all that eBay is looking for, is for you to fill orders and make people feel good. A lot of their money is spent on bringing new people to the site, and so when things go wrong in that first initial transaction, then they really get iffy if they're going to send you the next transaction and stuff. It really is detrimental when you mess up one of these orders with people with zero feedback and stuff. And I know that there are people on like the water reseller water cooler and whatever, or other Facebook groups that swear that they never deal with people with zero feedback. But if you don't deal with people with zero feedback, you're not going to grow this eBay site, and then it's stagnant, and then it just starts falling off. So you have to get new customers in there, and really getting younger people onto eBay is really important, because that's how you sell things that aren't like 20 years old and stuff like that on eBay. You sell the newer items that are out there and stuff. So that's just my take on it. If you have any questions, or if you have a comment about something I just said, put it in the comments below. I'd love to discuss it. I think that basically what I'm saying is that if you see slow sales, you need to just get into eBay and start doing work on it. Like put up listings, revamp old listings, look at one that hasn't sold, and don't just change the price. Like look at the listing and see why is it not selling, and then look at maybe ones in the category, similar things that have, like yours, that have sold in the sold listings, and see what keywords are in their title that aren't in your title, or do they offer free returns, or do they do free shipping? A friend of mine said to me, "You're not offering free shipping on anything?" I said, "No, I do calculated shipping on everything." When I started back full time on this, I thought, I don't want to make a mistake, and I don't want to lose money on a sale because I miscalculated shipping. And so I did everything. I used to do everything free shipping way long ago when we were in Chicago, and then we moved here, and then I changed my philosophy to do calculated shipping. But my friend said, if you're not doing free shipping, then when somebody does left-hand navigation and they click on free ship on the left-hand navigation, you're just you're not involved in that search query anymore, because they just cut you out of it because they want a free shipping. So a lot of times people don't make the best decisions. They just go for free shipping. You could be a lower price with calculated shipping, but they wanted free shipping, so you get knocked out of the search results. So free shipping has its place. There are some things that I would never free ship, just because you could get it all wrong and then lose profit, lose all the profit you had in it, and possibly end up paying for the item to get shipped there anyway. Like you lose all of it, which has happened before, and I make mistakes every once in a while, just like anybody else would. So it's not a big deal. Sometimes there was an instance where I didn't have an item a couple of weeks ago, so I ordered it from California and had it sent to the customer without coming to me first. I trusted the seller in California that looked like they knew what they were doing. They had good feedback and everything, so I did that, and the customer, everything worked out and everything. So it's not, I don't know how that item got misplaced, or maybe I sold it to somebody else in a Facebook Marketplace deal, but I corrected the issue by doing that way. And hold on a second. Well, I forgot what I was talking about because the child needed help. But let's get into the things that sold over the weekend. 17 items for $377. Today is the 1st of June, so it was a weekend where everybody got paid. So we had a really good weekend last weekend. I think it was somewhere close to over somewhere close to $700 over the course of the weekend, with 23 packages, with a couple people who ordered multiple items on their orders. But repeat buyers in some of the things that I've sold. I have a repeat buyer, I thought. I could be wrong. I don't see it now, but I saw it before. Anyway, and let's go through the things that sold over the weekend. For profit, maybe you could find some of things like this out at yard sales, so that you can make money off of it. Let's see here. The first thing is a CD. I listed this last week. It's a promo copy. It's got this little um, hole punch on the barcode, and then it's got this big thing telling the radio station what they'd like to see them play. Depeche Mode, 81 through 11. So it's got a bunch of songs on it. It's got Personal Jesus. That's it. That's all I know on there. It's remixes is what it says. So Depeche Mode remixes, 81 through 11. Pop Dance. It's from 2011. It's sold for $20, free ship. So I've been starting to free ship some of the CDs and stuff because I can calculate in my head what free shipping on that is going to be. This is the next item that's sold. Kim Carnes, Best of Kim Carnes, 80s pop rock, sold for $9.99 plus shipping on top. It's got Betty Davis eyes on it and Don't Fall in Love with a Dreamer, Crazy in the Night, I think, another good song. Okay, and so the next item is a baseball card. Let me get that box. So this is the baseball card box, and it's a Tom Seaver card. And it's right here. I have 24 available. This is the card. It is a Coca-Cola giveaway they gave away at the ballpark back in the day. And so I just take out a card that's in a sleeve. This particular card is a little oversized, so I have to put it in an oversized protector. So I put it in this, and then move this back over here. And then I'll put it in one of these. It's not 5x7, but when I fold it like here, I fold it over here, it becomes like a 5x6, and they really don't mind. And then I ship it out, eBay standard envelope. And that's sold for $3 plus shipping, which is 74 cents eBay standard envelope. The next item that's sold is this Goo Goo Dolls Greatest Hits. So we got like compilations, greatest hits compilations kind of thing going on. This sold for $10.49 plus with free ship. So this has got Slide. I'm not a big Goo Goo Dolls fan. And Iris, those are the two songs that I would know off of there. It is one of those bands that when you listen to regular radio stations, they just played it way too much. So this is called the 5th Birthday Bumper Bonanza 17th Volume. And it's two CDs of dance and electronica. It's got Elastica on there, and Travis and Morphine, Bjork, Elvis Costello, Throwing Muses. So a bunch of different bands on it. And this sold for $17.49 free ship. The next item that's sold is a pair of pants. So pant number 70, Nike Solid Orange with a white stripe capri track pant, large, 12.14, $12 plus shipping on top. Okay, the next item I gotta grab. Hold on a second. Okay, so this Auden Solid Black with lace, underwire, full coverage, unlined bra, size 42D. This sold for $10.49 plus with the free shipping, and that came out of I bought a pallet seller's clothes. She wanted to get rid of all the clothes that she wasn't able to sell, and I took them all for 300 some odd dollars, and I sold some on a Whatnot show, and I've been selling these bras on eBay, trying to sell them on Poshmark. I did have my first Poshmark sale, but I can't get the information correct on the can't get the information correct in the Poshmark site to be able to print off my label, and I'm hoping that I've gotten a response back today so that I can get these people out their pants that they ordered. I don't want to, with my first transaction, not be able to ship something out. So the next item that sold is this 1984 Vintage Cubs, Chicago Cubs Championship Series program. It's from the NLCS, San Diego Padres versus the Chicago Cubs. They lost that game. I think Steve Garvey hit like a double, a walk-off double to win the game, and I cried as a kid. I was 1984, I was 9 years old when that happened. They were really good. We went to a game that year, and with my grandfather and my dad. I think my whole family went. Yeah, they lost that game against the Padres and got sent home packing. And that sold for $11.89 plus shipping on top. The next thing is another CD. This CD is Super Hits of the 70s. Various artists sold for $9.99 plus shipping on top, and it's got Super Hits of the 70s, really? Mississippi Queen by Mountain. Venus by Shocking Blue. More Today Than Yesterday by Spiral Staircase. So that's that. $9.99 plus shipping on top. The next item that sold is this turtleneck, Coldwater Creek, extra large, with stripes, and it is ribbed, and it sold for $12 plus shipping on top. Okay, this was an interesting one. I listed this on Saturday. It sold Saturday evening. I picked this up at a garage sale, this Colt 45 black soft gun case. It's a 35-inch tactical zippered case. And it's got this pocket, which has like this fluorescent lining in it, and then it's got this really huge quality zipper on it, and it's just a padded gun case for 35-inch rifle. And this I put up for $99.99, and somebody offered me $65. There's $20 in shipping on it, but $65 for that, which I bought at a garage sale for $2. So that's a really good return on that one, and I'm really excited. It was up for maybe 5 or 6 hours, so that's cool. This is the first one of these I've sold, and I bought these at a pallet like bin store, and I looked them up. The price was good on them, and they've just sat here forever, so I don't know what's up with them. But this 3-pack of Nivea for Men, Sensitive Cool Cooling Post-Shave Balm. And there's 3 bottles in here. And it's 3 glass bottles. And it is 3.3 ounces in each bottle. And it sold for $13 plus $8 in shipping. So, what was the cost? $3.23 was the cost. So, that's that. The next item that's sold is pant 269. Pant 269, Derek Hart black legging, tight ankle stretch pants, medium large. So for $3.49 plus shipping on top. The next item is another pair of pants, pant 390. Another pair of black. Oh, these are blue. Liz Claiborne Sport blue tapered leg pant, size 16, extra large. These sold for $11 plus shipping on top. And then we go back to the CDs. This CD, Ministry, in case you don't feel like showing up, it's a live CD from 1990. Sold for $3.49 plus shipping on top. I don't know if I know any Ministry songs. I know they're popular. The next item that sold this morning, or did it sell last night? I think it sold this morning. And it's a 3 CD set from William Orbit. I don't know anything about this. So it's Strange Cargo 2, Strange Cargo 3. It's got 3 CDs. What is that? 22, 33. 33 tracks on it, and it's an import from England. And this sold for $41.99 plus shipping on top. That I'll probably put in a 8x6x4 box, just to protect it, because it is like a $42 CD. This sold this morning, Style & Co. black utility cargo shorts, size 10, medium, $8.99 plus shipping on top. So yeah, that's everything that sold over the course of the weekend. Let's package a few things up right now. So these shorts that I just showed you, these Style & Co. shorts, what I usually do is I fold over this side of the bag. I put a little piece of tape on there just to keep it in place. And then I take my business card and I slide it in here on the top of that short. I have my poly mailer and I just slide her on in there. And then fold it over, throw my trash away. And that's something like kids, when they do the shipping on some of my stuff sometimes, they just like to do stuff like that. They just leave those little aluminum strips everywhere. Then I like to put a piece of tape over the edge of it. I trust the post office. I just don't trust them with it. I really have trust issues with them. And then I just put on here Style & Co. shorts so that I can, you can't even read that, but just so that when I go make my label, I have to go inside to make my label. My whole setup here isn't up and running yet, so I still have to go inside to do that. Let's ship some pants. So again, I just take this bag and I fold it over. I get a little piece of tape so it stays put. I put my business card in there. I think it looks really nice. And I come right over here and I get another poly mailer. This is $3.90. This is the Liz Claiborne ones. Okay, so this is pant $3.90. So I can either label it pant $3.90 when I mark it, or I can write Liz Claiborne on it, whatever I so desire. I'm just gonna write Liz pant $3.90, and then I'm end up putting my label right over that information. Okay, so then we have these Derek Hart ones that we talked about. And I just put the tape on there. And slide her in a bag. Whenever I have something that can be folded over, so this, I'll just fold over as far down as I possibly can without bending it. Not that bending a pair of pants makes any difference, but I just try and make it presentable as best I can. Make it look nice. And that was $2.69. Alright, so that's pants. Let's do a CD. We'll package up a CD here. So we got 2 sheets of bubble. And we're doing the super hits of the 70s. So first of all, I'm looking at the case. Do I need to make any adjustments on the case? It's in perfect condition. It's a really good looking case. The CD is looking good. Okay. Then I've done that inspection. I take a business card, I put it on top. And then I start it like this, and I just roll it up in the bubble. Okay, so it looks like this now. I'm going to put a piece of tape on it to keep it from unraveling. And then I'm going to roll this side up like this. It's easier to do it on the table than... So that's what it looks like when I roll it up. I'm going to roll the other side up so it looks like that. Alright, so that's what it looks like, all bubbled up, the CD. And then I get my bubble mailer from right there, and I slide her on in. And I put my business card on there in the front. And then I just take the strip off, toss in the trash. I've tried to make everything like within a step from me here for quick packing. So I covered that seam. This is what it looks like. And then I just write on here 70s. And that over there. So that's that. Let's do this William Orbit one. I said I was going to put it in a box. So I have my, what is this, 864 boxes right here. I can reach them without even moving. You know, I take a step back just because I'm facing the camera. But I got my bubble mailers here. I got my 864 boxes here. I have some boxes up here which are 10.86s up there, and I think there's 12 10.8s up there as well. I have my small poly mailers here. I have my large ones here, and I have my extra large ones right here, which you can't see where my hand is, but it's right there. I have bubble wrap over here, which is not its permanent location, but it just kind of floats around behind me. There's a bunch of totes back here with unlisted inventory in them. I felt really accomplished on Saturday. I got a bunch of unlisted inventory up Saturday and Sunday, but felt very accomplished because I did do that. Now I had my paper up here. This is my roll of paper here. I had it up here. And it's kind of muggy in here today. I need to get one of those damp rid things up in here, or a couple of them. I'm trying to get the dampness in here. So this one needs some bubble wrap. So I'll probably go with 3 squares. So 12 by 12 square, 12 by 12 square, 12 by 12 square. The saga with the bubble wrap from before is over. They gave me a refund. A bubble wrap that they sent me without any perforations in it. And then I had to go find a new supplier, so I went with American Bubble Boy. And I bought my tape at the same time I bought my bubble wrap, so that all came together at one time. Hello. Who is this over here?
Peekaboo.
This is a Waverly.
Peekaboo.
Say hi.
Hi. Again. Bee.
And this is Ivy's over here. She's packing so she can go to camp.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Okay, hold on. Okay, so while I was talking, I got it wrapped up like that. I'm going to wrap up the sides. Boom. Like that. And then like this. And then I'm going to throw it in the box and put a little bit more paper in there probably. Alright, so that's that box. It's already got some paper in there. It looks like that. And then the object is just so that it doesn't, you don't hear anything moving in there. So that, for this particular one, I'm going to put a sticker in their thing. Just because it was $40 CD. So I got these little stickers made. Put that in there. And then tape, I feel, is one of the cheapest tools that you have as a reseller. So I kind of over tape it, but that's that. And then we put Will Oldham there, and that's done. Let's do something interesting. I'm gonna try and do this gun case with you hanging around. Hold on. Okay, so I got this box that I think bubble wrap came in, and this is the gun case. So I think this should work. It's gonna be some kind of a flat pack. And I have to go get a knife because my knife is in the other room, and I will be back in a second. Okay, so I got my knife here. I'm going to take this box, which is this big, and I'm going to cut it right down the center. The seam being one of the ones I'm going to cut. Whenever you're like disassembling a box, if you can, cut it by the seam, because this is already a weak point in the box. The other parts where it's connected are not weak points until you unconnect them. So always try and cut at the seam, and that's something that I was taught. At one of my jobs, which they taught us how to package stuff up, heavy stuff, big stuff, fragile stuff, and I attribute that job to the reason I'm able to package stuff so well now. Had I not had that job, I might not be that good at it. But it was a job that I had in my late 20s and early 30s. The job made sense at the time, but it makes even more sense now. Okay, so it's in here like that. I think I'm gonna fold this over this way. So I folded the one over, and then I'm gonna fold this side over here. I was thinking that I'd use both sides of that, but now I think I'm just gonna use this half of the box. Just some tape to like keep it put. So the end of this side is like, I don't know, 2 inches in that way. You can see like that. And then the end of this side, I think I'm gonna have to cut a little bit. Okay. So I'm gonna have to cut a little bit of this off just to keep it from being too oversized. You just gotta keep in mind you're gonna get charged for this stuff, you know. Alright, so I'm gonna take a bit off of this end here. One time I was cutting something like this, and I cut into the book that I was shipping. So like we make mistakes. You only do that. You should only make that mistake one time. Like you should learn from your mistakes. Okay, so right now is where I realized like there's no business card in here, so I unzipped the case and I just threw a business card in there. I'm gonna throw a sticker in here too. And I'm gonna zip it back up. And trying to decide. I'm gonna fold this stuff over. So I'm gonna score the inside of this. Oops. So that it gives like a reference point of where now my knife was resting on the gun case here. And then I'm just cutting a few notches in here so that all these folds can fold over here. So then that's what it looks like. So I'll show you what I was doing there. So I just cut a little notches in here so that these can fold over. And then I have like it capped on the end here. So that's the end of the box. I mean, it's not complete. I'm gonna do a lot of taping to that end, but it's for the most part done. And then we have the other side now. The other side we can just tape together like this. Yeah. Alright, so the next side we're going to tape a little bit differently. So the other side we're just going to tape like that. Just get all these little sides closed up really nice and tight. I mean, it's got a lot of things going for it, which I don't have to worry about. It's weather resistant. It's soft. The only thing you could damage on here is really the zipper on that. So then we had a corner like this, which seems odd, so I'm just going to fold it over like that, and it's going to look like that. I'm running all the way down the seam there with some tape. This seam here. I'll probably do another layer of tape there. And then every bit of this edge is going to have tape. So we'll tape that. And like I said, tape to me is really cheap. So I overuse it, I think. But it's better to get things to where they're supposed to be without prying eyes than to be like, I used only a little bit of tape. Nobody cares. I worked at a place where they made such a big deal out of how much tape was. So people would go and buy their own like cases of tape. It was really pathetic. When a big business is like, oh, I don't think it really was the big business. I actually think it was the supervisor who just didn't understand how to order tape when he's ordering like 9 or 10 rolls at a time. Should be ordering like thousands of rolls at a time. That's how you keep your costs down. Buy it all at once. Okay, so we'll do one more this way on this one, and then I'm I'm pretty confident in this. I have this other tape that I like to use. This is strapping tape. Let me show you what that looks like. And I like using this. It is expensive. Like, if you order it from like Amazon, it's like $6 a roll probably. But I got 5 rolls for like $12 or something. I might have been from Granger or whatever. But this is the tape, and it's got like strings in there, and it really seals up the package well. I don't think I need it on this one, although I could, just so I could show you what it looks like. This used to be like standard fare back when I was a kid. If somebody shipped in a box, UPS would usually would add this to the packages. And I remember, like, back when I was a kid, it was like UPS, you had to go every year to UPS for like grandma's Christmas gifts that they sent. We'd have to go pick them up at the UPS facility. And every box would have this kind of tape on it.
Oh, and it's the smell. Let's go back up.
So I'll just do it one way across like that. And I'll do it one way this way. Okay, so that's the gun case. And then I will save this other half of this box that I didn't use for something else later. You know, because there'll be something to ship that I'll need this box later, and I'll just put it with my cardboard over there. I guess since I have some little extra pieces. So there's the card. So I take a piece of cardboard. Okay, so there. I've cut this little piece of cardboard. I've got my card. I got my business card. I put it in here. And then I'm gonna, the corrugated bits of the cardboard, I'm gonna kind of press down so that's not, I don't know, the double wall part of it. I mean, I'm just gonna break it down a little bit so it's a little bit more machinable. And then I'm gonna fold this top over just so the sticky part meets the sticky part, and then that. So it's not square, it's more of a rectangle. And then there are these flaps here where you can get water in there. But we don't want water touching a card, that would be bad. So I'm going to use my tape to cover that up. So there you go. That is the baseball card. So thanks everybody for sticking with me today. Show you how to pack a few things that's new. And if you're interested in finding out about anything that I do and how I do it, put a comment down below. I'd also like to know if your sales have been slow, like we talked about at the beginning of the episode, and if they are slow, what could you do to like pick them up? What do you think you could do to make them go a little more? And then if your sales aren't slow, tell me what you're doing so that I can do it. That's going to be it from High Five Resale Shop. Remember that Jesus loves you and wants to have a relationship with you, so find a good church and open up your Bible and read it. And then lastly, whenever you find that really cool thing at a garage sale, remember to give yourself a self high five. See you next time.